If this was in the early 2000s, they would have thought Duke Dennis was a fruit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, the trend is literally to dress like a female now. Like, that shit is wild as hell to me. Now, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker wearing. I ain't saying he actually zesty, but wearing this shit, you do look zesty as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. And motherfuckers who wear fashion say, I don't know how to dress, but I'd rather not dress than dress like a female. I ain't gonna lie to you. Asian Doll even spoke on this shit, and it's crazy when I'm agreeing with Asian Doll. She reacts to Duke Dennis wearing a crop top saying, I wondered did women in the 90s generation go through a phase where all the men acted sassy and dressed feminine. I already know some motherfuckers finna be like, this how they was dressing back in the day. And they was dressing like that back in the day as well. But for the most part, straight men dress like this. Like, y'all be blowing me using the examples of these motherfuckers talking about, yeah, this how motherfuckers dress. Yeah, that's how they did dress. But I got pictures of all my family members back in the day, and none of them look like this. This how my peoples was looking when they was growing up. I ain't gonna lie to you. So it was never the trend to dress feminine back in the day. I hated when y'all bring that shit up. It was flamboyant motherfuckers back then like Prince and shit, and then it was the normal motherfuckers that dress like a normal guy. Now it's the trend for everybody to be flamboyant. It was never the trend to be flamboyant back in the day, so don't use that as an example. Is it just me or she delusional? Britney Garner checks an interviewer for calling her a new mother and clarifies that she's the pops. If y'all ain't know, the person that Britney Garner is in a relationship with is pregnant. And everybody know Britney Garner is a female. So she did not put that baby inside of her. That's someone else's kid and they just acting like that's her kid. But she ain't really checked the interviewer. The interviewer said, how I feel to be a new mom. And she said, pops, I'm a pops. But I don't know what she talking about because this a picture of Britney when she was younger. And as you can see, it's all females in this picture. I ain't gonna lie, if anything, Britney Garner would be the stepfather. And motherfuckers like it's what she identify as. But if I identify as a white guy, and a motherfucker say I'm a white guy because I say so, I'ma think he's about as crazy as me. How can someone do this to their own family? An 18-year-old man was arrested for shooting and unaliving his sister and injured 3 of his other family members. Officer was called in a report of a shooting at the apartment buildings in Underwater Lane around 11:30 a.m. Sunday, police chief said. She said the 3 females were attempting to enter the vehicle when a suspect, an 18-year-old man, began shooting at them. The suspect then shot himself and received a non-life-threatening injury. Police said the shooting was an isolated family dispute among the 4 siblings. And it probably would have been worse, but luckily they had an officer that was assigned to work off-duty job across the street, so he was there really quickly and attempted to render aid. Unfortunately, the person passed away. The suspect was taken to the hospital to treat his injuries and will be booked once he released from the hospital. I ain't gonna cap. No situation will make me want to go unalive any of my family members. I ain't gonna lie. Unless they trying to unalive me, that's the only way I'm gonna try to unalive one of my family members. Now, I don't know the details on the situation. I just know they had an altercation. And I don't know what altercation will make him want to do something like this because he literally messed up their life and he messed up his own life. If the roles was reversed, I know everybody be tripping. A 26-year-old woman date a 16-year-old boy. And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong in it. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I believe in double standards. Women and men should be treated and judged differently. It's hard to explain, though, because if it was a guy in this situation, I would most definitely say he need to be in jail for sure. Now, of course, a woman shouldn't want to be messing with somebody this young. But if she is, what's the worst that she could really do to him? Let's be real. I know for a fact that 16-year-old tried everything in his power to get to that 26-year-old because us young dudes dream to mess with the older women, especially when you in school. If you get an older woman, he gonna be all through the school like, yeah, man, you know I got that 26-year-old, man. You know I'm really like that for real. I'm like that. I'm Himothy. I'm him. I feel once a guy turns 16, he can mess with any woman he want. I ain't gonna lie to you. But once a girl turns 16, she still can't mess with nobody that's over the age of 18 until they become a legal adult. Your gang should disown you if you accidentally unalive a kid. I ain't gonna lie to you because if you hit anybody that's not involved in the streets, you is a goofy that don't need to be in the streets. I ain't gonna lie to you. A 2-year-old was shot at a kid's party during a drive-by shooting. According to detectives, police officers and fire rescue personnel responded shortly after 4:30 p.m. to Southwest 9th Street and 17th Avenue. Adamson said that they found the 2-year-old victim injured. Now, this happened at the Riverland Parking Pool. Fire rescue personnel rushed the child to the hospital to get treated for her injuries. Now, hopefully this little girl end up pulling through, because there's no reason that she should lose her life over a goofy that don't got no aim. She finna teach her son to be a goofy. Woman say she's going to teach her son to send money to beautiful women just because they beautiful. I ain't gonna lie to you. You setting your son up for failure just because you want men to do that shit to you, so you gonna tell your son to do that goofy shit to other women. Like, you don't understand that your son is gonna get finessed every motherfucking day if he's sending money to women just because they beautiful. But some women is smart and know that what they be doing is finessing motherfuckers. So they tell their son, like, yeah, don't fall for that bullshit. But she is literally telling her son to fall for the bullshit. I ain't gonna cap. I feel sorry for whoever get her pregnant, because she gonna raise the son to be a goofy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Only happened in Ohio. A Ohio woman was charged for making nearly 400 non-existent emergency calls to 911. She got charged with 1 felony count of disrupting public service, 1 felony count of making false alarms, and 25 counts of misdemeanor misuse of the 911 system. Despite having no medical emergencies, the 34-year-old allegedly used her Medicaid to ride an ambulance to the hospital. Who the fuck would want to go to the hospital without being sick? Unless you trying to get them yerks. You trying to get that shit. If you trying to get that shit, then I understand why you going to the hospital without actually being sick. But if you doing that shit just because you don't got shit else to do, or you bored, that shit is crazy as hell to me. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, when I be needed to go to the hospital, I don't even be wanting to go to the hospital just because. Who the fuck want to go to the hospital? I ain't gonna lie, you ain't gonna see no African American doing no shit like this just because. Why is you playing around on the police phone? Like, do you not know what the police could do to you? But maybe she not as worried because the police don't be popping them like that. When 12 be popping them, it's because they actually doing something to get popped. They just unalived ESG manager after hometown Louisville concert. I ain't gonna cap. When I first saw this shit, I thought they was talking about ESG till I actually read it. I'm like, damn, it's his manager. But you still fucked up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's messed up because most motherfuckers, once they get famous, can't even be around the place that they grew up in just because those motherfuckers be the main ones that want to unalive you and take you out your glory. But I like to say rest in peace and send my condolences to his manager. Anytime when someone say my dreads is bad, I show them Lil Wayne dreads. Like, anything will literally look better than Lil Wayne dreads. Literally, if you put food in your head, it would look better. Y'all can't tell me the food in the hair don't look better than Lil Wayne dreads. This the Cheeto Puffs in the head. Now this the ramen noodles. I'm not finna lie. I ain't gonna cap, that ramen noodle shit look like Lil Durk actual dreads. Also, if you trying to make bread without working a job, check out the bio to run a moolah through your phone. Y'all see Twizzlers looking better than Lil Wayne dreads. Now, I don't think that's looking better than Lil Wayne hair. I don't know. That's looking better than Lil Wayne hair for sure. That